Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie Smith, and this is Libby Magliolo, and we are here on Thursday again talking all things job search, job prep, interview prep. Today, we are talking specifically about questions that you may receive in the interview, and specifically the question, why are you leaving your current role? Which is one that often comes up and one you need to be prepared for. So this question is, we talk a lot about self-awareness and, staying positive and all of these things. And this question is no different. Why are you leaving your current role? This is not the time to go into, your coworkers, your boss, all of your frustrations with your current company. This is a forward-looking question. You want to be talking about your aspirations. You want to be talking about, the positives that you had and the successes that you had at your current role, and how basically you've outgrown it, in whatever fashion, whatever fashion that makes sense to the question or to your answer. So, we want to be forward thinking here. We want to be talking about, like, I appreciated A, B, and C about it. I learned a lot. You want to, be very gracious about your experience. Like, ultimately, it is time for me to, spread my wings on this thing or take on this new project. I'd like to do more of this. I'd like to do whatever. And, no matter how bad the situation is where you were, and not everyone's situation is bad, but a lot of times we're leaving, difficult job, no matter how bad it is. I'm not saying we sugarcoat it. I'm not saying we gloss over it. I'm not saying we, deny what may be a very difficult situation, but that is not where we want to dwell, because nobody wants a negative person on their team. And remember, this is a 30-minute conversation. Like, this is a first impression. You're more than welcome to share details, as it becomes more, appropriate when you develop relationships with people. But this is your first impression. So no one wants someone coming in bashing where they were before. Just nobody wants the negative person in the room. Nobody wants to add negativity to their team. People do like someone who, even if it is a difficult situation, that you've got a positive outlook and you're saying, I'm working with the things under my control. And, even if it is a difficult place to work or a difficult environment, I have enough, initiative, and I am the director of my own life enough that I am, seeking out this new opportunity. So we keep it positive. We focus on where we're headed, less so on where we're coming from, and the skills and opportunities and experiences we'd like to have. And you keep it in that direction, and that's the path to success, at least in my mind. Libby, I'm not sure. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I completely agree that forward-looking is the way to go. Highlighting the positive is the way to go. I think this is also a chance to highlight some of your research about the company and the job. The way that I handled prepping for this question is think in terms of kind of contrast. So put your job that you're leaving and the job that you're going to kind of up next against each other. If one is a very small company and one is a very big company, or vice versa, that gives you an easy talking point. If you're coming from a small company, you can say, I love the small company atmosphere, but ultimately I'm looking for an organization with more resources and a larger analytics team and an ability to make an impact in a bigger setting. So contrast can help you out there. It's an easy talking point to say, I'm leaving this because of X and coming to this because of Y. Again, accentuate the positive. And this is not the time to say, I just hated my boss or whatever. But I would encourage you to try and bring some honesty to this question in a very positive light. So, when I left management consulting, a big reason why was the lifestyle, that it was tough to be on a plane twice a week for 50 weeks a year. And I was looking for a sense of stability. That's something that I think many management consultants say. And I think that that's something that is understandable. And, it highlights something different about the company that you're going to. So you can bring some honesty to this question of, I felt that I was hitting a ceiling, and your organization has so much potential for internal growth and internal movement and learning. If you can hit on the what's in it for me, thinking from the company's perspective, that's great too. I've learned so much, and I think I can make a huge impact from what I've learned in this organization. That just shows that you're thinking about the company, thinking about the job. You, like Stephanie said, you are thinking ahead. You're forward thinking. So this question is can be a scary one. Like, tell me about your weaknesses and tell me about a time that you failed. But keep things positive, keep things forward looking, keep things focused on the company and the job ahead of you, and you can paint yourself in a good light there. So hope that's helpful as you're continuing to prepare for your job interviews. Keep tuning in with us every Thursday as we share more tips. Thanks for joining us today. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.